All right. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, folks. This is your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, here today, this is the first interview I have for the month, and I have on here another lady with a name that's very familiar if you ever have heard of it. Her name is also Yetta, but her name is Yetta Abdul. She's an NPC competitor, just like our other Yetta, and she just recently competed at a show over the weekend, which was the North American Championships, and
Mhm.
she was triple dipping. She was doing figure, physique, and bodybuilding. So, welcome, Mrs. Abdul, and you know, tell body about your story. How did you get this muscular, masculine sport?
Actually, it all started like in 2003. It was back when bodybuilding was still being broadcasted on ESPN.
Yeah.
And I watched one. I was in high school. I was like, "Ooh, I want to do that." And so I started lifting, but I didn't really have much guidance. I just literally, like, every night I was on bodybuilding.com to get my next workout, And time passes, and I do my very, very first show, which was actually with OCB back in 2006 as a novice. I did my own prep. I didn't know what I was doing. Like, I don't even think they have the pictures anywhere to be found. Like, it was totally just something I just wanted to do. It was very informal. Then I had always had the intention of going back to it, but I met my husband. I got fat and happy. I made him fat and happy, and because I love to cook, because my love language is food. So, so he's like, "No, I'm not going to let you make me all plump. I'm gonna continue working out." It's like, okay, whatever. But I had ran into some health issues that made it very difficult for me to finish my workouts, get my workouts completed. And of course, adulting, working full time, overtime, and schooling and everything. So I stopped lifting. I kept working out, like doing cardio workouts, and I'm a Zumba instructor. But I started doing the Zumba instructing and the group exercise instructing as the heavier person. At my heaviest, I was 206 pounds, and I finally decided in 2019. I had been working out for a while, but I wasn't really paying attention to my diet too much or too consistently, and I knew I needed someone to keep me accountable. So in 2019, I had experienced a tragedy in my life, and it was either I was going to hurt myself or I was going to just no longer like I was so down. So I needed something to lift me back up, and activity, movement has always been that thing for me. So I said to my husband, I'm going to get back. Well, first off, I said, I'm going to lose weight. He said, whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy, I'm here for you. And that's how he is. He's been such a support system for me during this whole thing. So I started my weight loss journey in 2019 after I was cleared by the doctors, and I was losing weight and I was feeling great. And I was training with Tracy. And then come January, I said, Tracy, I want to do a bodybuilding show. Not Now, let me tell you something. I was not ready for a bodybuilding show by any means, but I wanted to do it. And the reason why is because I wanted to prove to myself that I could follow through with something. I wanted to also prove to myself that I could finish what I started. And I'm not finished yet, but that I can have a goal and I can reach it. And I made a promise to myself that no matter what, whether I feel ready or not, I'm going to get on that stage. It does not matter, because on that stage, I am celebrating how far I've come. It doesn't matter about the placement or anything. So 2020, I got back on stage with NPC. It was my first show with NPC, and that was my first Indiana show, and I think I got like second and third. I had a lot of work to do. I had just started recomping my body, but let me tell you something. It's been nothing but a joy. I'm never upset at my placements ever. And people say never, but here's my look on things. You win some, you lose some, but also think about if it turns into, oh, I have to be number one and you're like you're fighting to get that trophy, then you start to lose yourself. You start to lose yourself. You start to lose the reason why you do this. So I always look at it as this is a means of me showing my gratitude for my body, for my abilities and things of that nature. So I was so happy. I was shocked actually that I got any type of placement. I said, "Great, that was awesome." So I sat my happy butt down for the rest of 2020 and came back. 2021 was my best competition year. That's when I got Miss Indiana. I received Miss Indiana Physique Indiana 2021 for the Indiana show in August last year, and it was a great show. And I was finally starting to see the benefits of my recomp, and I decided to keep going. Now it was, yeah, against my better judgment, I should have taken probably this year off, being that we were looking for a house and moving, and I changed jobs and all kinds of good stuff. But I just wanted to keep going. It's such a passion for me. So I did compete this year. I did 3 shows this year, which is the most I've ever done. I did the John Simmons show in April. It was my warm up show. Then I turned around and did South Carolina, which was so much fun. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. But of course, the critique was I wasn't lean enough. And I knew at that point that my body was starting to get tired, but I kept pushing. And and I went on stage and did the North Americans. I did get my best placement was in bodybuilding where I got top 10. I think I got seventh maybe. There are a lot of girls out there and they were beautiful, awesome physiques, awesome athletes. And I wouldn't have changed it for anyone else. The celebration for me was that I got a chance to spend time with my mom, my sister, my husband, and my friend who came out to see me, Zakia, and just the support team. My coach, I finally met her in person. Actually, we only knew each other online. Met her in person, got to see her and Chief, and it was just and my teammate Shantae. It was just been amazing. The people, the network, I had a blast.
Yeah, because if anybody listens to the coach he talked about is Mrs. Tracy S. Rugged, and you know I did an
Hmm.
interview with her a while back. She is a NPC competitor. I mean IFB competitor. She right now she hasn't competed since I think
Last year.
last year, and I know she has a business and stuff like that. I know she's also coaches your teammate Yetta May. She has a stable of competitors, and and that's
Yeah.
good about that. You got into this and how something happened. Like I can understand. Like recently a while back, my mother passed away, and it's been a couple of years now, and I was over nearly almost 500 pounds, and I took care. I was so my mind was focused on her because she was bedridden. She couldn't do much, so I was her caretaker and everything else like that. And then I realized, you know what, I have to take care of better myself because
Yes.
I got a pacemaker. And that's the thing keeps me going. And when I did that, I started losing a little. I've already went down. Like last time I got checked, I was like, it was like I was at full 9, and
Hmm.
I get up every so often. I go to Plant Fitness and hit treadmills. I eat a little healthier, but still, there's some things, man. They be calling me, man. They calling my name. It be just, you just can't. They be calling your name. Be calling your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, right here we have here, my
Yes.
man. Yeah. Right here we have my man, Brooke Burrell. What up, brother George? What up, Brooke? Also, he says hello, Miss. Not Javetta. It's Yetta. Drop the E, drop the V right for the E, and put an A after it. Brooke. It's Yetta, not Rivetta. He. Also, he's saying, you always have these beautiful queens on your show. Oh yeah, and she, and I like to quote from one of my characters from the and she is beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna, hey, right now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna do a lot of quotes from Batman Begins. I love that movie. I'm quote a lot of movies. Batman Begins. Me and yeah, we quote stuff from Rocky because you're a big Rocky fan. I said, like
Yes.
no matter how hard life hits, you gotta hit, got to hit harder. Like, hey, yo, Adrian, And he says here, my man Brooke, brother George, your show motivates me to want to be great. Yeah, brother, I appreciate you. And you what? I appreciate you because I do the show for guys like you who are families, ladies, who want to get them attention. Because the fact is, female bodybuilders, as you know, don't get as much attention compared to, as you know, the other divisions such as wellness and also
Bikini.
bikini. Even if you saw recently, Arnold Schwarzenegger has done this again. He
Yes.
has he's walked quite behind another division and stabbed in the heart, and that's from
Yes.
as he just dropped figure from the Arnold show. And I was talking with somebody, a competitor. She a lady I met right her name is Michelle Polk, and we were talking how would you still do the Arnold? And she said no. If I got to pay money and I can't get on the stage for the main show, what's the point? Like, was that a show? This would you were you as an amateur or if you turned pro, would you love to done the Arnold?
Me, if they still had it, yes, I would have loved to do it, but I I cannot support it. I can't continue to support it. I actually haven't been back there to the Arnold. No disrespect, but I feel that I'm being disrespected by my divisions not being represented. So once they said, "Oh, we're going to get rid of female bodybuilding on the pro level," I said, "Okay," and I think they still have female bodybuilding on the amateur level, and then they got rid of female bodybuilding, and this was like way back. I'm just doing it like
Yeah, because I remember that because I was it was a Miss International and it was like
yes,
a secondary title, like compared to Olympia. People like Iris Kyle and King, Vicky Gates. They have that. That's a great secondary title for a competitor, and
hmm
and people don't know this about this. The Miss Internationals was before the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic because what he did was it was another show originally in Columbus, but it wasn't doing so well, so Arnold put his name to it, and then it was going popular. But then they were saying that because how the women get bigger and yada yada. But no one said that about the men. The guys can get bigger and
no,
buff and huge and all, these are they want. But the women, you have to, it's hard to, as a competitor, you walk that fine line as a
yes,
woman, but you also are an athlete.
yes,
And you want to be recognized for your athletic endeavors, the work you put in. Like you
mhm,
said, you put in a lot of hard work. You have a passion for a sport.
yes,
And you said again, you're buying a house, and sometimes being a bodybuilder is not very, and especially as an amateur, it's not very profitable.
no, no, not very profitable as an amateur. And I have to fine tune my goals. Like I was just gonna be okay competing as an amateur to say, okay, well, I'll just do this, but you know, at some point I'm gonna have to get some earn some sponsorships. So, but I still love the sport. But no, going back to the Arnold, I I haven't been back there since they started taking away women's bodybuilding and women's physique, and then they turn around and do figure. There's literally nothing else but wellness and bikini, and I feel that that's
Fitness
a
too. They
smack
still
in the
have
face.
fitness.
Oh, and fitness.
Yeah,
I feel like
fitness.
that's a smack in the face.
I think.
And
Mhm.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I think that it's no disrespect, like it's no disrespect to the other competitors because they are athletes in their own right. It's just I'm not represented at that show.
Hmm. Yeah, because I know where I was. Like I said, like this. Even they cut another division is 212, and that's for the men. And you say, what's wrong with
Yes.
212? That's for guys who don't want to push, don't want to push. Guys that don't want to, who are not classic guys and don't want to wear the board shorts, and the guys
Yes.
who feel like they're like too short to be bigger, or like they can't fit into men's open. Some guys, I think some guys from 212 go up to open. But eventually, that's the
Yes.
vision that's for guys who feel like, what, this is I'm comfortable at, where I don't want to push a certain level, and
Yes.
it's crazy, how
Yes.
you think anybody like Arnold would support bodybuilding, but this from Wilderness content, the stuff I heard from about Arnold, it's just it's just. But the quote what Arnold said in Conan Barbarian, "To hell with them." But man, Brooke Burrell has a question to ask you, Miss Yetta. You got your name right. What
Thank
is the
you.
most stressful part of being a bodybuilder? He wants to know.
Oh, wow. The most stressful part is managing relationships. That's friendships, that's, with spouse or significant other, um, and, and family. It's managing those things because as you get closer to your shows, it's harder for you to go to family gatherings. And as you know, like it doesn't matter what culture you're in, food is a social event, so going to a family event and not being able to eat the food, or not being able to go to a family event because you have to you have to train, or you're going to be tempted. I know there's some foods I cannot say no to. Let me tell you something. Being a bodybuilder, this is the second thing that's stressful. So you can't eat your emotions. You can't eat your emotions. So like if I'm having a bad day and I want, some wings, I can't just run and go get wings during prep. Or I can't just run and go, have a Long Island, which is one of my favorite drinks when I'm in prep. So um so those are probably the two biggest things, the two hardest things, to like managing those relationships, making sure that those people know that you still love and care about them, and that you're working towards a goal, and that after prep, that you'll make up for lost time. You want to make sure that you're reassuring them that you appreciate their support, you appreciate their love, you appreciate all that they are sacrificing because they're supporting you. So I think that I hope I answer your question.
Yeah, I know. Some ladies I've talked to, I remember they telling me that, oh, there'll be a wedding. They can't, when they do go, they have to bring their own food.
Yes.
I know a guy who, he told me how he lost some friends because they think because he can't hang out and he can't drink with them. And, he can hang out, but he doesn't drink.
Yes.
And it's just, and, then it's also family sometimes. Sometimes you think your family is the people you can meet on when you go at the hard time. They ain't looking, it's kind of weird because, like I said, I know this guy, he's an amateur too. I did interview, his name is Sean. He's amateur physique competitor. He lives in Ohio, and you live in
Okay.
Indiana,
Yes.
and that's the Midwest. It's kind of like Midwest is like South. Is like, kind of about like corn-fed people, a lot of like
Mm-hmm.
really healthy. Like I said, my big brother, like you see, like this, and it's harder to be a competitive bodybuilder, especially when you're around a lot of people. Like especially as you know, I could tell you that especially black folk, we like
Mm-hmm.
one day my aunt had a big thing for us. She had some barbecue, hamburger, sausage, French
Yeah.
fries. I knew I was gonna eat it because it's it'd be good. And it's been a long time since a woman cooked for me, but
Yeah.
it's just hard. Those temptations are hard to
Yes.
fight.
Yeah.
It's just like. And what's your husband's name?
Brandon.
Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he
Brandon.
has to what again?
Brandon with a B.
Brandon. Okay, all right. And he has to deal with you going to your prep and you get hangry and and he's like in the bed and he comes to, don't beat me. Don't no, no. Is he there or is he at work?
He's at work right now.
Uh,
So we can't tease him to his face. But
well, I can't. I don't got a problem with it. I'm not married to him. I know like
no,
you
but you're not lying. I do get hangry. There's an ongoing joke between the two of us. When my nostrils start flaring, he knows I need a snack. So, uh, but
Mhm.
we work well together because um, you as a in general, yes, you want to be able to communicate with your significant other, but as an athlete, you have to communicate. You have to communicate because when you're having, like I said, those bad days, you can't just run to the nearest burger joint and get a burger to satiate those emotions that you're experiencing. You have to um, you have to actually face those emotions, and that's not always the easiest thing, you know.
Mhm.
So communicating and things of that nature is
Or
good too.
sometimes you get like we said, you can go to the gym and and just a little do a little little cardio, maybe put a little weights, and just try to get that frustration out. We have here my man Brooke Royale again.
Hey, bro.
Bodybuilders are definitions of real life superheroes. Yeah, I see that.
Thank you.
We have here is Miss Afro Beauty, and I don't, just a new person. Welcome, Miss Afro Beauty. You're not one of my regulars. What are the three things you learned from bodybuilding, and how have those things changed your life? Oh, great question. Great question.
Well, thank you. And Miss Afro Beauty is one of my sisters. So
Oh, who is it?
my sister, her name's Anissa. Yes, hi Anissa. I think my mom might be watching, but she doesn't have a YouTube account, so
Oh,
I don't know if she would even pop up to ask a
well,
question. But
so your sister, we won't say some things, and you please cover your mom's ears because sometimes I got, I'm gonna be a little bit raw sometimes, not too raw. I'm be respectful because I'm gonna say a few things, but Appreciate it, y'all coming through, and thank you for the
Oh
question
no,
from your. She's your older sister or younger sister?
young. I'm the oldest,
Oh, you're
so
the
my
oldest.
sister's
So,
younger. Yeah,
so she's one of the babies. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, she's on the
yes.
line. All right. And okay, answer your sister's question.
Okay, so you said the three things that I have learned from bodybuilding. Um, I think that's what you said.
Hmm.
Okay, I would say number one is learning to push myself, and not give up. So sometimes we get to a point where we're like, oh, I'm throwing in the towel, I'm done. No, to continue pushing yourself because you know you have more. Sometimes we're just afraid to experience that more. And it really is a true fear, is the anxiety attached to, do I have more in the tank? Yeah, most of the time people do have enough in the tank or have more in the tank. So pushing more and actually like getting out of your own way. I would have to say definitely um, being more aware, self-aware. So in that pushing, in the same token, in that pushing of yourself, you're still being self-aware. You also don't want to hurt yourself. Um, and also, as far as being aware goes, um, being able to, again, the emotions, mental emotional health, that is so key when you're in bodybuilding, in any sport. Mental emotional health is key because we have the tendency to beat up on ourselves, and it wasn't until I got back into bodybuilding, that I realized that I'm not always the nicest person to myself, you know. Like, dang it, why did I do that? Or you could have pushed harder. I'm hard on myself. And and you probably hear that a lot from a lot of athletes. They're hard on themselves. So I had to, number three, learn to be kind to myself. And of course, with that hyphen, by being kind to myself, I'm also able to continue to uplift people, which I didn't know I was even doing.
That's pretty good. That's some good answers. We appreciate it from Miss Afro Beauty. Thank you.
Thank you.
She loves you, and do you owe your sister money? May I pay her back? We have here a man, Brooke Rail, Miss Yetta. Due to the fact that you are a bodybuilder, which makes you a real life superhero, do men find you intimidating? And she's married, so he mustn't find him intimidating. But do not just men, but people in general. When you're out in public, you're like you're wearing you're wearing that top. You really, you got your shoulders out, you got your triceps out. When you go to the gym, do you have like people saying, "Wow, who's that chick?" She's Diesel. I mean, I think she could kick my ass. You know.
It's so funny. I do, and I'm and anybody who knows me, I'm not like a violent person. I am a goofball. If my sister's still on here, she could definitely vouch for me. I'm a goofball. Um, and I am not a mean person, but I have been getting, that kind of feedback, which I'm totally humbled. Thank you. I appreciate it, but I am not a mean person. But I've been told by I work in dialysis, so I've been told by several clients that I do come off intimidating despite smiling at people and being talkative and social. That I do come off intimidating because I, I'm a muscular female. I usually get, if my hair is tied back or if I had a bandana on, I get a lot of, hello sirs, which I'm like, okay, whatever. Um, Most of the time that's from older people. So, okay,
Yeah,
that's
they're
weird.
halfway blind, can't really see. I see just big
Yeah.
shoulders and like that. Yeah.
But yeah, I have gotten that comment before where people say that they're intimidated. I said, there's no need for you to be intimidated. My husband, not intimidated at all. He's like, yeah, let's go lift, let's go fling some weights around. Because although we met in the gym, he's been able to be with me at my fluffiest and at my fittest. So,
Yes, respect. Man, Book Royale, he has a question to ask. He always asks this question on my every time I come here. Miss
shoot.
Yetta, do you have any advice for aspiring bodybuilder who has diabetes, who is also in a wheelchair? He always asks this to everybody when he comes in here because he's like, I don't know what advice you can give to you, but you know, what can what suggestions you have for him? Just he always asks us this.
Oh, okay. Well, so if it's just a person who is in a wheelchair who can't utilize their their lower body, I'm guessing, or they just have deficits and they just have bad balance. I'm just trying to get a picture because what I would say is first manage your diet first. Period. My mom actually. Me and my mom started working together with getting her weight under control. She is also diabetic, and she has come down. What I believe it's 20 pounds now, 19 or 20 pounds now. She started with me in June, and she had the goal of reaching. She reached her goal. She exceeded her goal for her birthday, and we first got the diet in check. And also, wheelchair or not, you can still move your upper body. You can still move your upper body. So what I would say, as a fitness instructor, is sorry. Um, I would say as a fitness instructor to do go to a fitness class and do the upper body movement. Get the cardiovascular movement going. Get any you have your arms, you can still move. Okay. Matter of fact, you'll get more of a cardiovascular workout doing that than you would if you were using your legs. And here's why: because as you put your hands over your head, you raise your heart rate. So you're going to get that cardiovascular fitness. Uh, and don't put yourself in a box just because these just because you might have these illnesses or these deficits and not able to walk or may not have a good functionality of your lower limbs does not mean you put yourself in this box that says, this is who I am. No, it is a moment in time. You are this person for a moment in time. And based off the decisions you make, you can make better decisions that may get you out of the chair, depending on your situation, or closer to your fitness goals.
Hmm. Well, we're gonna show some pictures here, for her from the show in Pittsburgh. That's where it was at,
Yeah.
and it looked pretty. Like I said, you look pretty impressive. I mean, and this was because it was a 2 day show, I believe. I know one lady
Yes.
who I become friendly with. Her name is Amanda Schnooks. She
Yes.
competed the show, yeah, because me and Amanda met a while back at an event. It was the release party for the Amazon magazine, and
Yes.
we've been social media friends for a long time. And also, I met another lady. I met quite a few ladies at that event, and it was a great opportunity for me, being a fan of female bodybuilders, to meet some of these ladies in person. Right here we have Visual Beats. Hi, Yetta. I don't know if this is
Hi.
hi. Yeah. We have here. Book said you are awesome, Miss Yetta.
Oh, thank you.
Here, would you say the easiest thing about bodybuilding would be what would be it says what would be the easiest thing about bodybuilding would be? I mean, that's what Visual Beats said. I mean,
Okay. What
and
would be the?
we'll go through the pictures first, and you can answer that,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
gonna take a look at these pictures. And she looked pretty good. I mean, you know,
I appreciate it.
This is where she was look pretty good. I mean, yes, you got to make the adjustments, and that's the thing is about
Yep.
making adjustments.
Yep.
You know,
Got to make the
and
adjustments.
she was in figure. Look at the calves on her. Look at that. She don't got calves. She got bulls. Look at the there's just good serious calves on her. Those high heels get you. Those. And man, Chris Rock said like the thing is the man supposed to keep his daughter out of clear heels. You're supposed to wear clear heels. That's but I think because I used to work at a job where I used to work around women wearing clear heels. I mean, I used to work in a strip club. That was my one of my jobs on the side. And and I'm seeing women clear heels all about. But to answer Visual Beats questions, what would you say the easiest thing about bodybuilding would be?
I would say the easiest thing, believe it or not, is probably getting the workout in. Working out. Working out. If you already have a routine going, like, okay, every morning I do my workout, that is probably the easiest part of it. Because eating the same thing every day, I know I can do it, but some people can't. Eating the same thing every day, not the easiest thing. Um, eating or doing the dishes. Oh my gosh, so many bowls. I literally I got in trouble. My husband, I got in trouble by him because he was like, "Why do we have so many?" bowls, plastic bowls. Why? And that is probably another. That's probably one of the hard things, like the dishes afterwards. But
Mhm.
I would say definitely the workout is the easiest part because everything
Yeah,
else takes timing. You know.
yeah. You probably say you probably end up saying no more wire hangers. You
Yes.
know, you got your sister saying true. She's saying true. And
Yes.
folks, while you're here, I have Miss Yetta Mays. Sorry, Miss Yetta Abdul. I don't know. I slipped. See, I've been
We're
this.
together all the time.
Yeah, this is what happened to me one time. I had got a thing notification on my Facebook about it was Yetta's birthday, and I thought it was Yetta May. It was you. I made a video for her. She said, and I sent her some, and I catch up with somebody said, George, that's not me. That's my soul property. Yetta I do. I said, what? Oh my God! And she told me she wants to sit back the money. I said, no, nah, keep it, keep it, keep it. And next
Yeah.
time I remember your birthday, I would do a birthday video for you. I would get it right.
Awesome.
But folks, is I was about to say, her social media is in the description. If you want to reach out to her, if you're interested, maybe also like this, if you're interested in sponsoring, because like I said, as amateur competitors, then a lot of stuff is coming out of their pocket, and if they get sponsors, that could help them. But you know what? Tell your sisters to cover your mama's ear before I say this. My rule, fellas: no D pics.
Oh, please no.
She has a husband. Last thing he wants me to do is say, "Who just said this is my wife?" Why I got to fight for my wife's love? And it's just guys. Women don't like that stuff. They don't like that. I understand that we see women like Yetta May. She's all buff and she's like that. She's wearing a little outfit. She's all shimmering, shiny. You get a little funny about it. But guys, no, don't do that. Be respectful. And like I said again, if you're genuinely interested in sponsoring a competitor, if you have the means and the ways, reach out to these ladies. Reach out to any athlete because, like I said, they can use the help and they can use the support. Your sister's laughing. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. This is my man Lawrence Perkins. Good evening. Yeah, good evening, Lawrence. Thank you for coming through and supporting us. But as I said, with this thing, with this content I was following with a lot of you ladies, that's the part about it. There's the easy hard part about it. The training, the financial stuff, the cost of a suit. I mean, I know I talked to somebody said the suit can cost up to maybe from the lowest end maybe about 500 to our highest end to about over $2,000.
Over 2,000. Yes.
Yeah, and it's just and you still have a passion for sport. And I know some ladies they have some savings, they have some real jobs, but some ladies
Yes.
do other things to make their money, or as I call you might want to tell your sister cover your mom's ears again. I call them the beat the meat websites. You know, that's what they are. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm a muscle per smoke. I know I did when I was younger, and there's some things, I did them because I was a kid, and something about y'all women, because when I grew up, my older brother used to play football, and he used to get the muscle bags, so he used to give him the idea of lifting weights. And I used to like it because when I was coming up, I was like a good part of the '80s, He-Man, Thundercats, a lot of these cartoons were around, these big muscle superheroes, and then something about y'all women, just especially when I was getting a little older and into my teen years, in my progressing years, something about your women was just something just kind of struck my mind in awe. And when I do this content, I do this to give y'all women attention. When I started out, I did it because, I was dealing with my mom's situation. It was a way to, I was talking about stuff and I just wait to just get with her. But then after she passed, you know what? I need something to do. I need something because I have a lot of free time. So I started, just focus a little more, talking about your ladies. My channel is really dedicated mostly to women in general. I would talk about just not women bodybuilding, women in mixed martial arts, boxing, wrestling.
Yes. Because your
Like I said,
sister does. Your sister fights, right? She's a mixed martial art. Your
no,
sister.
no, I don't have a
No,
sister
no.
that fights. No, none of
Well,
my
there was
sisters.
somebody you posted. There was somebody you posted on your page, and I
Oh,
think maybe you
it
just
was
said
a,
it.
it was a, she's. I think it's a lady who I become friends with.
Okay.
Yeah, who I did interview with. I don't have no sisters. My sisters they can
Okay.
fight, but they don't fight that type of fight.
No, no, no,
My
that's
my
right.
my,
Okay.
my sisters are a little too up there. And one of my sisters, she's 64. I don't think she'd
Oh,
be one
okay.
to one to be
Want to fight
fighting.
anybody?
No, not like that. Nah, nah, nah. And she already lost most of her teeth, so she be we don't lose anymore. But yeah, that's the thing is about that. Why I try to get my man Lawrence. Good afternoon, Yetta and George and fans. Appreciate it, my man Lawrence. Visual Beats. How do you deal with people who aren't very accepting of your of women bodybuilders? And that's the
Oh,
question I was about to get into. You
that is
know,
actually, yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. You go ahead. You start.
That's actually a really good question. When I very first got back into bodybuilding, I I found myself being offended because I had put a lot of work into this. But then I changed my views. I put a lot of work in this. What you think about it is up to you. I mean, that's totally up to you. I cannot change or control it. So, um, if when people come up to me and they're not like, "Oh, you don't want to get too much bigger," or this is the question I get a lot. What's your husband say? Oh, well, I'm still married, so apparently it's working, but but I do get a lot of there are some times where I get some more disrespectful comments, and I am not even amongst the bigger girls and saying that I am too muscular or I wouldn't want to look like that. So that's great. That's why you don't. Um,
Mhm.
that and sometimes you just have to nip it in the bud. People, I believe that people should live their best life and look exactly how they want to look. So whether they put the work in or they don't,
Well,
so I just keep it moving because I still have a passion. It doesn't change my passion for it. I'm not going to stop because somebody is intimidated because I have bigger muscles than they do and I'm not even a big girl. Oh, on the
yeah.
topic of one of the challenges of bodybuilding is meal prep. But my sister, who's on here now, she is a chef, so she actually helps me in my prep and off season. She preps my meal.
Mhm. That's good. You get it's great that you get to support your family. Your sisters can cook. I can cook pretty good. But sometimes I miss the time
So,
when my mom used to cook for me.
um, any other questions?
I think that's the one we said. What we got here. Yetta is truly an amazing woman. That's from your little sister. Right here we got a man, Lawrence Perkins. Yetta, keep on striving, being you, beautiful as well, ma'am.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the thing is, yeah, it takes a lot, to
Oh,
the meal prep, cost this, that, blah, blah, everything, and to have you support your family, your
thank you.
husband, your friends, and that's a good thing. And as we talk about this, as with the sport, there is just so much to do. A lot of prejudice issues, as we're talking about the thing with Arnold. And the last few years, the sport has been a bit on a struggle. I mean, back in the day, I think as you were talking about how back in the day you used to watch bodybuilding on television. I used to remember when I was a kid, you used to watch on NBC. We were moving to town. We had
Yeah.
cable. You can watch it on ESPN, Fox News. Now,
Hmm.
you can't find it. You have to as you know, as anybody who follows my channel and follows my social media, I'm planning on going to Savannah this coming weekend. It's going to be my first bodybuilding show, and this is something I always wanted to do because I couldn't do it at the time because either two things would happen: either I was working and didn't have the time, or I'm not working and didn't have the money. And now that I do have the time, have a little bit of some money, this is something I want to do. I want to see these ladies in person. Some of these ladies I have become acquainted with through my interviews on social media, and it's just an opportunity to see y'all at your performance. Is to go out there and to stand in front and to be judged and to the work you put into like months of prepping, months of training, posing. With as you were triple dipping at New York at the North American, meaning you do like with figure you only have four poses. That's all just turns.
Hmm.
Then with physique you only have five poses, and then with women's bodybuilding you have the regular seven like men's bodybuilding, which is the because I think with physique they don't have front lat and rear lat because it's
Right.
considered too muscular
Hmm.
for women's bodybuilding. Right here, Visionary B says, "I'm her sister too." Oh, so this is Visionary
Who
Beats.
is that?
What is your name,
I
sister?
wonder.
Is this your other sister? Because which one? Which is how many sisters you have?
I have two sisters, but I can't see the
So
picture because I don't have my glasses.
yeah. Well, like I said, just drop your name and she knows who he is because Afro Miss Afro Beauty is the other one, and this
I
guy be
know
the
that
one.
name,
Yeah,
but I can't
and
see I can't see the picture.
yeah, was it
DR.
Daria?
Yeah,
Daria?
DR. That's my youngest sister.
Yeah, that's the baby girl.
Yeah, that's the baby.
That's the baby girl. See,
Thanks for
down
being
here,
here.
down here in the South, we call him the baby girl. I had a sister. My sister's name was Mary. She was older than me, but she was my mother's baby girl. We called her baby girl. She passed away about a few years ago, and she was, my sister Mary was a cut up. I remember one time I was driving with her, and this old lady got in front of us, and she like looked like she's like maybe 60, 70 years old, maybe about 70, 80. And my sister was like, she hate driving behind old people. They don't like blue hair, baby. My little, her nickname we call her name Mary Elizabeth. We call her Malilla. I said, Malilla, calm down, man. Just said, no, 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 no.
That
Yeah.
sounds like my youngest sister.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how it is with family. And the thing is about this sport, you said it gives a lot of sacrifice you have to make, time, money, and I know there's times where you want to spend more time with your family. I see that your Wade sisters have a son. That's your nephew. How old is he?
Yeah. He is 3.5, and he is
Oh,
the light of everyone's day. Like he is a ball of energy. He calls me TT Bubbles because since I can remember, I've always had bubbles for him to keep him occupied. And so
mhm,
he calls me TT Bubbles. And so he says, "Look, TT Bubbles, I'm exercising." And he'll run around in circles.
mhm.
So we have a blast. He's so much fun.
Oh, that's great. That's good that you have, like I say, I have like nieces and nephews. I help them raise. I had one nephew. He was autistic, and me and my mom took care of him till my mom got sick, and his mom came get him, and he was a joy in my life. I mean, one time he was going to school. He was going to a special school for autistic children, and I took him off the bus that afternoon. I was talking to the bus driver. I turned around. He's jumping in puddles because one of his favorite shows was Peppa Pig. And I remember Peppa Pig, like her, she like jumping puddles, and she has a brother named George. Say George, we like to watch it together, and that's the thing about it. Now, you just posted that you're done for the season. You're taking a break and relaxing.
Yes.
And I know we're talking. As you know, a while back I did my interview with Yetta, and I told her that Yetta May, that I told her that the Olympia, the amateurs, going to have bodybuilding this year. They're going to
Yeah.
bring it in because Jake Woods, thank him and Winter Strength. They're bringing back brought body back in 2020, and
Mhm.
now they're giving a place for the amateurs now.
Yes.
And if you were considering, would you want to think about double dipping, doing amateur bodybuilding and physique, or just which if you were thinking about doing that?
If I were to do that show, I would do both physique and bodybuilding.
Mm-hmm.
Physique has become really, really big. I mean, there were tons of physique girls, um, and a lot of physique women who were crossing over to bodybuilding because they didn't know where their body fit in. And I really don't know where my body fits in either. I love figure because you get some heels on and you're just doing your thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also love the expression, the self expression you get to do when you're doing bodybuilding and physique. I would say, as far as the poses, bodybuilding posing for me feels more comfortable and more natural. Physique poses, not as much. I really, really had to work at it with my posing coach, Sheila Black.
Oh, Sheila
Um,
Black.
yeah, she's my
What
posing
that?
coach. Yeah,
Wow, I'm a fan.
I know. I
She, I,
know.
I mean, I remember she has a great physique. She had a great
Oh,
those
she
for
still
her.
does.
Yeah, I know. I follow her on social media. I mean, she hadn't competed since 2019. It's been 3 years. I know she switched back to she went to physique for a good while. She just a great physique. I think I always think she has very athletic, very very amazing physique. She I compared to another bodybuilder by the name of Jada Beverly, who has the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
yeah long nice lean, not too bulky. She's kind of like a throwback from like I would say
yes,
the I would say late 80s, early 90s, just about that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually, when I reached out to her, because Yetta May actually said, reach out to her. She's taking new people. And I was freaking out because this woman was like, I cut her and Linda Murray out from those fitness magazines and put them on my wall. So like, back in the day. So I was freaking out. I was like, I can't, no, I can't. She says, do it. So I said, hi. And so I went on and said, hi. And she says, I would love to work with you. I was like, oh my gosh. And she has been so absolutely patient with me. Both of my coaches, her being my posing coach and Tracy being my fitness coach and prep coach, have all been so patient with me because I do ask a lot of questions. And sometimes I'm spacey. If I didn't have a carbohydrate that day, I'm pretty spacey. But she's incredible to work with because I have a dance background, African dance, and I did do modern and ballet and all that stuff, but African dance is my calling. So I was able to follow her instruction because she is more of a dancer, more expressive. So I love it. Yeah.
That's really good. Working with a legend like Sheila Black. I mean, she has a twin sister. They're
Yes.
twins, and working with Tracy. I mean, who like other those Linda Murray and Sheila, who do you admire today and back then? Who did you like back when you were
Oh,
coming up?
wow. Today and back then. So back then I was more I loved the bodybuilders. Okay, Sheila Black, Linda Murray. I also, as far as figure and figure and fitness, Monica Brandt, or Bryant, is it Bryant? And
Brent.
also, yeah, Brandt, excuse me, and Elaine Goodlad, who did my makeup at the show. And she was one of my favorites. Oh gosh, I could keep going as far as old school goes. Isabel Terrell, who's a good friend, who's become a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I love her to pieces.
And she's
Those are
competing in Savannah this weekend.
Yes, yes, I do. I said I will watch you. Like I will my like I'm we're supposed to be going to Michigan to celebrate my mom's birthday, and I'm like my husband's going to drive so I can watch you compete. So that's I have to be there for her in that and for all the athletes. I love them. And as far as today, oh my gosh, the list is enormous. And I won't keep you, but Mayla Ash is one of my favorites because her physique she ended up she was in figure and she was in physique and now she's in bodybuilding and she embraced the change. At least it appears that she did. She wasn't trying to force herself to stay in one division. She knew that she was lifting and her body responded to that lifting and now she's a beautiful bodybuilder. Christina
Bryant.
uh, I don't remember her last name. I only know her Instagram, and I got a chance to meet her. Her Instagram, Pretty Lifta. Um, she is. I absolutely love her physique. She will be. I believe she's competing in the Savannah Pro.
Yeah,
Of
Christina
course,
Bryant.
Brian. Okay. And uh, um, Sheena Oleg. She's one of my favorites. I love her physique because she reminds me of maybe like a basketball player who's just like a little like female basketball player who's a little bit bigger, like or a track star or something. She has a very beautiful physique. So
Yeah,
I got a
she
chance to
does.
meet her too.
Yeah, I did an interview with Sheena last year, and we
Uh-huh.
still talk. We still keep in contact as much as we can because I know she's busy. She's focused on hoping to get to see her because maybe say hello and whatever else. But she's amazing. I mean, I think the one thing I know. So we were talking about how physique are coming up to, but the fact is, they're the bodybuilding is changing, and to
Yes.
fuel it is going to be the next generation. The next, like you will see a lot of women from the physique division who like they're they either can't fit in physique anymore. I talk with some people say like someone would like try to keep themselves in there as long as they placing well, as long as they can make the Olympia. Others say, what the judges will come to. I remember, Jada have told me how her and Mina were told. I think it was at the Ultima, I believe, was about a couple years ago. How they should
Uh-huh.
go up to
Uh-huh.
bodybuilding, and then
Yes.
Mila she did the New York, then got to go do the Olympia that year. I think she also did the Rise of Phoenix. I believe no, she did the Rise of, and then and just transition. The champion Andrea Shaw was a physique
Yes.
competitor, and she
Yes,
didn't
she
do too well.
was.
Yeah. She didn't do too well on her first time out. I think she took second at a show. Then she turns around. She wins Omaha, wins the Rising, and then she wins the Olympia back to back.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's just it takes. I know some people have the issue with it, but the fact is, it takes the next person. Like you think about it, figure competitors going to physique. You have
Yeah.
physique competitor going to bodybuilding. There's no more. I was telling with a friend of mine, there are no more real true female bodybuilders. Like Michelle Brent's gonna be at Savannah. She is the
Yes.
last, one of the last of the true female bodybuilders. Helen Trevino is one.
Yep.
And Hella's out because
Yep.
of a shoulder injury. Margie Martin.
Yep. She's
Also,
one as
there's
well.
Irene Anderson, who's going to be in Savannah. There are
Mhm.
no women who just get in sport and bodybuilding and stay bodybuilders. Everybody either, now either came from different divisions, or and that's how it is. It's just going to be those divisions that's going to fuel and keep bodybuilding going.
Yes. Yes, it is. And yes, Andrea Shaw. I can't believe I didn't name her. She's one of my favorites too. Got a chance to work with her with some posing and some posing clinics up in Michigan. So this year, and I have to say, this has been just a beautiful year as far as getting to know other competitors and kind of branching out that way. So yeah, I just want to make sure
Yeah, because
I definitely
I
give
got
her
a
some
yeah,
shout outs too.
I got a picture with her, with you and her together. I'm gonna show real quick. Andrew's wearing the mask, but I can recognize that her eyes and her hairline, her face. I mean, and she's impressively wearing. I mean, to get her meet in person, I know she's guest posing at the Savannah, and this would be a great opportunity to me, who's you follow on social media. I'll get to see her. That's a great opportunity. My
Yes,
man,
yes,
JM 2022. Hello, George. Hello, my man, JM 2022. Thank you for coming through.
yep,
Also, he's saying hello, beautiful Nubian ebony queen. And
yes.
he's also agreed with me. Andrea Shaw is amazing, and she just has this
Mhm.
combination of muscular development, look, style. I mean, she's what they want to see now
Yes,
more in bodybuilding. I mean, if you can bring a woman that can bring in both looks, grace, and muscle, that's a nice combination.
I love.
Mhm. Well, folks, we're not going to hold her much too longer. We do appreciate her time, and we do support these ladies in sport of bodybuilding. Like I said again, if you missed this video, you can watch it again. We can watch the highlights.
Yes.
Support. As I said again, support Yetta May. I'm sorry. Why keep correcting? Support. We also support Yetta May and so Yetta Abdul, because I did a video a while ago where Yetta May posted GoFundMe. And I did
Yes.
a video for her
Yes. It
on my
really is,
channel
and
because
she's so down to earth as well.
yeah, I know we talked one night. We talked on the phone for 3 hours. I mean, I usually don't be on the phone that long. I'm like Paul the Don. You gotta talk to me. You gotta talk to me. You gotta talk to Paul. You gotta talk directly to Paul. Rest in peace to the great Paul Savino, who played that character. Great actor. He's father of Mira Savina, F. Savino, and my man JM 2022 support all the women bodybuilders. Yeah, and and these ladies can use support. As I said, if as I said again earlier, if you are somebody, if you are a business, if you are, especially if in the area of Miss Abdul, if you are interested in supporting a bodybuilder, athlete, period, reach out to, because like I said again, her social media stuff is in the description. Reach out to her. Be genuine about your interest. Don't be one of these guys that let's say, hey, Yetta, if you know what, if I do this for you, you think you can say me something? No, don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be. And also, again, like I tell my rules, folks, don't send them no D pics. Don't. She has a husband. I know she. Her family. To be like I said, her husband be like, honey, can you manage your phone? And say, who's this? He might be wanting to fight. I mean, I think, no, no, you don't want the man to be fighting some dude like go like knock on the door and say, you see my wife that? You see my wife that? Nah, you don't want to say. Man, JM 2022, we support the ladies. We appreciate it. And he also believes in me. No D pics, fellas. None of that. And and I'm sorry if your mom heard this and you may don't want to offend her, but this is I just like I said I was going to be a little raw, but I said D pics. I don't say the other word. You know, but my man just said, we get it, George. I don't know why guys spend D pics anyway. That's the point of that. And that's the funny thing about that. Guys who you have these guys who are don't be into female bodybuilders, but then you have guys they kind of this is of the color guys, who don't you say I'm not into these. Then why is the point of seeing that shit? It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. What? I can't hear you. Hello?
You won't offend my mom.
Huh? What? She's going in and out. Hello? I think we might be losing her. Hello? Hello? I think, hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Can you hear
I
me?
don't know. I have
All
no
right,
idea
you
why,
okay.
but um,
Yeah.
oh, you can't hear me? Oh no.
Yeah, I can hear
Hello?
you. I can hear you. You were like, yeah, right now you're
Hello?
going in and out
Can
a
you
little
hear
bit.
me? No, can't hear
Yeah, I
me.
can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's wrong? I think there's something wrong with your connection. It might be. Wait a minute. I think we might have an issue with connection. There you go. All right. All right. There you go. That's a little
Can
better.
you hear me?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you. Yeah, you're
Okay.
going in and out for a good bit. But yeah, what you saying earlier?
I just said thank you so much for the opportunity to interview with you and to tell my story. I appreciate it. And thank you
Well,
everyone who popped on. I appreciate it.
we appreciate you. We support you. Man, I was just fixing to send her. Hell no, man! Don't do that shit. Nah. I'm gonna have to. That's a troll. I have to block him. Also, this is from your sister. She says, where is it? Wait. This is from your sister. Any final messages for anybody who wants to be a bodybuilder? What, like I said, that's true. What would you want to say to anybody who's interested in, competing and become a bodybuilder?
Um, get a coach. Get a coach. There's tons, obviously, on Instagram or online, but do your research, of course, on them. But get a coach. And the reason why I say this is because specific to bodybuilding, you want somebody who's going to hold you accountable. If you don't have the funds for a coach or not interested in that approach, then find a regimen online. There's tons of free stuff online. Find a regimen online, follow it, and take pictures.
Hmm.
Yes.
Now, as we about to go out, you have anybody you want to shout out to? Somebody you want to say, hey, appreciation, thank you, support. I know, you know,
Oh my gosh. I always try to, I'll try my best to keep this as short as possible, but I always like to share my gratitude towards everyone who supports me. I support I want to shout out to my husband, Brandon, who has got my back 110%. My mom, my sisters, both of them, my friends, my coach, my teammates, my coach's husband, fiance. I don't know if they're tied or not yet, but Chief, I appreciate you guys. All the competitors that I've met over this year, last year, and years before. Thank you so much, my posing coach, um, Sheila. I appreciate you so much. My teammates, Yetta May, of course, Shantae, Jasmine. I appreciate you guys and just people I've met along the way. And if I left you guys out, it definitely isn't because I don't appreciate you. It's just because I'm trying not to bore people with the long list of people of names.
don't worry about it. I got a lot of free time. And it's a good thing you have the support of your family, your husband, your friends, and in this sport, it is like I said again, it's not a very popular sport per se compared to others. It should be, amateurs you're gonna have a lot tough because even if you hit pro, it's not meant you're gonna be, hey, you're gonna be swimming in money. It's just another day of just, trying to you have to have a passion for this. You have to understand that you're not going to go in like, okay, I just like it's like not like other sports where okay, I go to the pros, I make some money. You gotta put in more money than you get out of it.
Yeah, yeah. More money, more time. But I love it. I can't help it.
Well, it's good of you. We appreciate you, folks. As I said again, her social media stuff in the description. If you want to reach out to her, if you're interested, and like I said again, if you're seriously interested in supporting her next year or anytime this year, because like I said, if you want to feel like if you are a sponsor and you want to hook up, and say, you know what, I want to hook you up, Yetta. I want to make sure you need some stuff you need, like we want to help you. But as again, don't be looking for something out of it. Be somebody who wants to genuinely help an athlete in their path into the sport and the success. Other than that, that's all you need to do. Anything else, you shouldn't do it. If you can't just be just somebody who wants to support somebody. Don't do this because you want something out of it. Do it because you genuinely want to see her succeed and get to that next level. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. I'd like to thank my man GM 2022. I'd like to thank my brother Lawrence Perkins. I'd like to thank Brooke Burrell. I'd like to thank your sisters, your lovely sisters, for coming in here. And they're probably gonna call you later. you know. And I appreciate everybody for supporting this channel, supporting these women, doing this content. As you know, I am going to my first bodybuilding show next week. It's gonna be exciting. I've been kind of doing some pity pinching, so and I do appreciate you. I hope everything goes great with you. And congratulations again on your new house.
Thank you.
We hope to see you next year, and
Yes.
maybe that year you'll finally get that pro card. I mean, you can still say that I'm an IB pro, whichever that means for it. But hey, I'm one.
I sure hope so.
Yeah. Well, folks, I'd like to thank y'all for your time again, and I hope y'all have a great rest of the week. This is me always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. I'd like to thank Miss Yetta Abdul and everybody else. Don't like, subscribe, and we are out. Wait a minute. Your sister says like, oh, okay, bring snacks, water. It will be a long ride. Yeah. That's always with a little, yeah. Well, thank you, little sister, and we hope to see you in the next coming future.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Goodbye.